I have a quote from Star Wars, and most of you probably heard it before, but it's encouraging during this strange time. It comes from Yoda, who says, "Do or do not. There is no try." Which, if you know how Yoda speaks, that's how he talks. But it's just it's from a movie, and it's kind of cheesy, but it's also like a reminder that you know sometimes we put too much thought into it. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to attempt to do that, and like by saying that out loud, we kind of are already setting ourselves back. But if we just say, "I'm going to do it," and just do it, then it's often much easier. Weeks ago, there's power in the words that we use. And, when we say, like, I will do this or I will have this done, it happens. So now turn with me as we turn to as we do our pledge. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
and
to
to
the
the
republic for which it
stands,
stands,
one nation, under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for
for
all.
all.
Okay, thank you. And back to you.
Thank you, Kyler. And we'll start off with club business. Luke emailed me some club business. To start with, there was an email sent that we have 2 more club officers to be trained in order to get 4 officers trained twice a year to meet that goal. So if anyone's not attended a session, I would like to get into one first. Wait, if everyone has or just one spot needs to be filled, I will take the second training session to meet the goal. So I guess Luke is saying that he'll do one of those spots. But I don't know if y'all all got the email, but it came from, yeah, Olivia got it. So, but they'll be in February, so we can go over that probably next meeting as well. But if you check the email, if anyone, I think, I know I've been to 2 this year already, and I think Carrie has been to 2. So, so it may be, so if Luke and then one other person does, we'll be good to go with that. But the other piece of club business is Luke is saying that Maurice and I have been working on setting up hybrid meetings, and I'm currently awaiting a callback and email from the Gather Family Church and West Mobile Library in regards to room availability. So that's in progress, I suppose. Did you have anything to add, Maurice? You're on mute.
Yes. Well, not too much more to add. Just wait for their response to Luke.
Okay.
I have a question. Now, I was taking my notes here. You said hybrid meetings at West Mobile Library, but didn't you mention something about a church as well?
It's a Gather.
Yes. Gather Church.
Who?
It's called Gather, Gather, Gather Family Church. It's on Schillinger, south of about a mile or 2 south of Cottage Hill.
Oh, good. Okay. And so we're looking at either of those places for possible locations for the hybrid meeting.
Yes, along with the Fuse Factory.
Fuse. And is that Fuse as you F-U-S-E?
Yes, F-U-S-E, yes.
Good. All of them sound good to me. So we're waiting a reply.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that was all of the club business. Unless someone has, anybody else have any club business? Okay. Moving on, I think at this point, I will be the Toastmaster for this evening. I think we have all the roles assigned, and I think I should go over or who's assigned to do what. So could we start with well, Donovan is not here yet. Donovan's going to be our grammarian, but in case he doesn't make it, would you like to stand in, Olivia?
Yes, grammarian. Okay. All right, yeah. No problem.
Do you want to go over the word of the day as well? And
sure. Good afternoon, everyone.
And the man has arrived.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, there he is.
We'll come back to him then. So We'll also have our table topics master will be Cheyenne, if you'd like to go over that role.
Hello, everyone. I will be doing the table topics this evening, and what this will be is a 1 to 2 improv speech on the topic of my choice. And then you will get your signal, like I said, 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheyenne. And could we go over the role of timer, which will be Carrie?
Good evening, everyone. My role is timer. And then to time your speech, we don't have a prepared speech, I believe, tonight. So only table topic. In the table topic, you see green at 1 minute. Where's the yellow? Yellow at 1.5. Sorry to blame you. I would love to get rid of.
Oh, I am going to do a pocket speech, if possible.
Oh, okay, I understand. Well, let me finish this party anyway. And then the red at 2 minutes for table topic. And luckily, Olivia will step in for the prepared speech. In prepared speech, 5 to 7 minutes. You see the green at 6. I'm sorry, 5 or 6?
5.
Should be 5, green, yellow at 6.
Sorry, I didn't prepare for the prepared speech version. No, at 5. And where is it? Yellow. Yellow at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And red at 7 minutes. Time to wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. I see you still have not solved the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah,
That's
is
okay.
there anyone who can do it in 5 steps?
I knew how to take them apart and put them back together. You can like snap the whole thing apart. I can do that. But okay. We also have a role of general evaluator, which Olivia has agreed to do. And if you could explain that, please.
Hello, everyone. I will be your general evaluator. And at the end, we have 3 parts to our meetings. First is prepared speech, prepared our pocket, table topics, and at the end, we do our evaluations, or the third section is the evaluations. So I will come up and then I will call on all of the other roles, timer, all counter, grammarian, ask for their report, and then afterwards I will, I'm sorry, and also the prepared speech evaluation. And then afterwards, I will do my evaluation of the entire meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Olivia. And finally, we have Donovan has made it with us. Are you able to be grammarian tonight, Donovan?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go over that role?
Yeah. So the grammarian is basically keeping track of the role of the day, who says it. And I believe so. Sorry, I don't have the role of the day with me, but
Okay, it's on the chat.
that's how I think so.
He might not see it. I don't think you see what's previously been chatted when you get in. I know I never do.
Right. I can put it. I'll put it on chat again.
Oh, I was going to type it. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about this, guys.
Yeah, is apposite is the word of the day. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Okay.
When I listen to it on Google, it's called opposite.
Okay.
Okay, the role of the day is opposite. Opposite is apt in the circumstances or in relation to something. As a sentence, I would say, and my opposite of not knowing the role of the day is, the opposite form of not having the role of the day isn't a good thing. That's the sentence in the role of the day, and also the other part of the grammarian. I'll also be looking at the misuses of the English language as well. Thank you. Back to you, Professor.
Thank you, Donovan. And also in the chat, Olivia had asked if Cheyenne could do her evaluation for the pocket speech. Did you see that, Cheyenne?
I did not.
If not, I've got a generic evaluation I could do, but either way is fine if you'd rather.
Yeah, I'm still like getting my table topics down.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yes,
Sorry about that.
okay. No problem. Thank you,
I've got,
David.
okay, yeah, I'll do it. And I think that covers all of our roles for this evening. So we can
I'll
move.
counter.
I'll counter. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I'll counter.
I forgot that. Go ahead.
Keep a track of filler words such as you know, like, and so, for example. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Maurice. And that was very good. So now I think we've completed all of our role assignments going over, and we can move on to our first one and only speech this evening from the great Olivia Carter. And she will be giving us a pocket speech, which I will evaluate later on. So over to you, Olivia.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, Toastmasters. Dang it, I'm not starting yet. Hold on, Maurice. Don't you put that R down there. Good evening, Toastmasters. Let me start over. This evening, when I was preparing a meal, something came to me that I thought would be applicable to share with the team tonight. Every year, I pick a word that I think is going to be my word for the year. So at the end of 2019, I picked the word completion. So I thought completion would be my word for 2020. Turns out I was wrong. My word became a phrase, and that phrase was, for such a time as this. So throughout the year, it was just always, wow, it's amazing that I would see it written, I would hear it heard, hear it spoken. For example, I think, Kyler, when you were giving your invocation, you said something along the lines of, for the times that we're in, or for times like this, something like that. All year long, I kept being reminded of for such a time as this. So for 2021, I picked out the word unapologetically. And I chose to live 2021 without apologies. Mean what I say what I mean, and just have an unapologetic life. That requires some thought. That means that you must be thoughtful when you speak. Think before you speak, before you act, so that you could live an unapologetic life. But however, 2021 has come, and my phrase has been, too much is given, much is required. So the title of my pocket speech tonight is, too much is given, much is required. I will read to you an insert that I found on Google. First off, too much is given, much will be required is in the Bible in Luke 12, chapter 12, verse 48. It says here, if you have ever heard that line of wisdom, you know it means we are held responsible for what we have. If we have been blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we benefit others. So why was that thought coming to mind for such a time as this? I'll give you a rundown of what my life has been for the last 3 or 4 days. Everyone know about my dear friend Norman that passed, and that fell so under the for such a time as this. But after that, I've had 3 serious occurrences that have happened. First, a dear friend of mine, her mother passed. when I found out that her mother had passed, what we do here is a Southern tradition that you attend the services, but you also see what you can do to help the family. So I talked to my friend and asked her, what could I do? And of course, the most common thing is you get together food and drinks and you try to help ease some of the day-to-day load of the family. So I went to Walmart and I set my budget at $30 and I spent $50. And I said, too much is given, much is required. So I spent the $50 and didn't think anything of it. And I took the food to her house. That was on Thursday. On Friday, I received a text message from my niece and she said, Nanny, that's what she calls me, Nanny, I'm sick, I have COVID. Oh my gosh. So I went back to the grocery store and I bought a bunch of soups and fruits and teas and peppermint sticks and all kind of stuff. And I set it on her porch. My goal was to only spend a few dollars, but I spent almost 40. Too much is given, much is required. So then after that, that was Friday. On Saturday, I got a phone call and one of my dear friends and church members has COVID. So this afternoon or this evening, I went back to the store and then I got in the kitchen and this time I made a homemade for the first time because I don't eat soup. I'm not a soup eater. I don't like things wet and mushy and all. That's not me. So for the first time, I made a homemade chicken noodle soup. Too much is given, much is required. So the question that I have for each of you tonight is, would you rather be one of those who has been given much, so much is required? Or would you prefer to be one of those who have been given less, so less is required? And that's thought-provoking for me because I look at some people who seem to have no cares in the world. They seem to be without concern for anything. But then they also seem to be the ones who are not the most intelligent or not the most fortunate. And I say, do I really want to be that way? And the answer for me is no. I have been blessed with a lot. I am thankful for what I have. I feel like my gifts and talents are not just for myself, but for others to be blessed as well. So I take Luke 12:48 to heart. Too much is given, Toastmasters, much must be required. So the next time you have an opportunity to do something for someone else, don't look at it as, oh my goodness, here I am again having to give of myself, but be thankful that much has been given to you and you have a chance to give to someone else. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Olivia. I enjoyed that, and you really had a lot of confidence in your speech, and I will go over more in my evaluation. So moving on, I believe that was our only speech for this evening, and we are grateful to have one. We will now go to table topics, which I will turn the mic over to Cheyenne.
Hello, townspeople. Townspeople of Village Green. I'm the sheriff. Oh, you can't say it. Hold on just a second. Just a second. Sorry about that. I'm the sheriff around here. See that? That's my official badge. All right. Okay. We got people going missing around here, and I want to know why you are not the guilty one. Okay. So, for example, you can volunteer. You can say your role in the town. For example, I'm the baker. You guys all know me. I give you your cinnamon rolls in the morning. I would never do such a thing. And then you tell me why you're innocent, because I'm going to find out who the culprit is. Who would like to go first? Here are a few town role examples if you need some inspiration. The town shoemaker, the town priest, doctor, mayor, something of that effect. All right, our first witness, please.
Hello there, Sheriff, and I'm so glad to have the honor to be able to stand before you tonight. And the first thing I want to let you know is that I am Mrs. Goody Two Shoes, and I do no wrong. You see, from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed, I'm just being the Southern belle that I am. I walk around and I prance around like I have nothing, honey, not even my poop stinks. Everything about me is the best. I spend all my days trying to help somebody else. I'm always telling somebody when they're wrong. And the last thing I would ever do is be caught doing wrong myself. You see, I've never had a scarlet letter on my chest. I am Mrs. Goody Two Shoes, and I promise you, I'm innocent. Back to you.
All right, well, that's a pretty convincing argument, but people are still going missing. Would anyone else like to step up and persuade us of their innocence? Silence is condemning.
I'll try.
All right, sir, please state your role in this town and why you are not the one that is responsible for these disappearances. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. I am the blacksmith of this town. I make little horseshoes for the horses and I hammer things. I create all kinds of ironwork. It's my specialty. It's what I'm good at. And yeah, there was some blood on some of my tools the other day, but that was I nicked my finger and got, so you don't need to test that blood. And my freezer is full of deer meat. That is deer meat because I hunt. I have a bow and arrow. Those are not bodies. They look like bodies, but that's just the kind of deer I like to shoot. I am not what you think I am. Yeah, okay, I did it. No, I didn't do it. I'm a habitual liar as well. I'll confess to anything, but in reality, I am the most nice, best person you could ever meet. So that's my defense. And once again, if you do want to come, you're welcome to examine my workshop, everything. Just give me plenty of notice so I can clean up and it'll be good. Thank you. Back to you, Sheriff.
We're gonna have to come back to that one.
If he's a habitual liar, what if he was telling a lie about telling the truth?
Anyways, sounds like a guilty townsperson right here next to me. But anyone else like to make a statement of their innocence? All right, ma'am, go ahead, state your role in this town and your innocence, please. Thank you.
Is it okay? Me? Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Mayor Carey. As long as I'm a politician, I can't recall. Whatever you said that day, well, I can't recall. And that what I did, well, I don't remember. I can't recall. That's all. That's the mayor. That's the politician. Back to Madame Toast, table topic master.
I don't know if we need any more or not. You got the answer.
Oh man, it sounds like maybe a whole town is in on these disappearances, but we heard from the mayor, the blacksmith. All right, who's next? All right, sir, state your role and your statement of innocence, please. Thank you.
Hello, Toastmasters. I am the doctor of this town. Seems like very less jobs are remaining, so I'm gonna opt this to cover myself for now. I've been working in this town, so all of you guys know me. I'm the guy helping you out during your times of sickness and disease. But yeah, we have some people who get treated and never return to their bills. So I tried to be good to them initially, but still we need to get the system running. So I didn't do it. It's just that some of my patients with pending bills are not seen in the town, but I'm still a good doctor trying to help the city up, help you guys with your treatments. I hope sheriff would be able to find the culprit and also motivate the new patients to get their bills on time. With this, back to you, Sheriff. Thank you.
It's a coincidence. I see that the people disappearing also have outstanding medical bills. Have you tried calling their cell phones multiple times? Because that's what I hear at work. Anyone in the town like to make a statement of their innocence? All right, go ahead, sir. State your role and your innocence, please.
Yes, ma'am. I am the person who overruns the whole thing. I am the male of the male, just to say that. So I have no idea what happened. There's a lot of things that might have gone airy, that things that might have happened to disappearances. If I would say that the reason why I'm not innocent is because I was in meetings all day. I was the one who's trying to organize things, of trying to help people who are in trouble, who are trying to figure out all these hoaxes of people disappearing. And I'm doing my best to try to locate them as fast as I can. So no one will be upset. So technically, since I'm the head of all this, I'll be the one who would be the best fit who is not guilty. Thank you. Back to you.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, we have 2 more people left that they would like to volunteer. We got time. Pretty sure I have an idea of who's guilty, but if anyone else would like to testify. All right, sir, I see you've Go ahead, sir.
So what positions are left?
Now you tell me, sir.
Position.
You tell me, sir.
Oh, okay. I thought you had okay. Madam Sheriff.
See this? I'm asking the questions around here.
I am the baker. I spend all day baking goods for the people in this town. So I don't have time to go around and killing people and disposing of the bodies.
You do make a good bear claw, sir. Every morning. I have 3 of them.
Damn, I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute.
But anyway, I hope you catch the guilty party. And you need to catch the guilty party, or else I'll report you to the governor.
All right, all right.
And that'll be quite the opposite thing to do. So you just continue your investigation, and I'll continue to baking my goods.
All right, thank you. Have those bear claws ready for me in the morning. All right, and the last and not least, we have our last testimony from the town priest. He would like to say a few words on why it's not him.
Greetings, my children. It is I, the priest, the man you all know, love, and trust. Of course, I can never commit violence because I'm a pure soul that the only crime I've ever committed is loving this community too much. And sure, I have gotten in trouble for my fiddle making hobby because I tend to steal hairs from the horses to make the fiddles. However, I do it in a humane way and I pay the owners. As the town priest, I can guarantee you any crime I've committed was only in my heart.
All right, all right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. I'm pleased to announce that I've concluded my investigation and we found the culprit. She was caught red-pawed. We brought her in. She confessed to everything.
She's invisible.
She confessed to everything. She took little Susie. She took little Timmy without mercy. And I'm glad that all of our townspeople here are innocent. And we will be taking this culprit to jail. It was her. She confessed. All right, thank you.
So cute.
Toastmaster, I'm glad we solved this crime and put this hardened criminal where she's
away. So cute.
Thank you very much, Cheyenne. That was a really great table topics. I think it's good to think of something original, and that really was. I have never experienced that before and had fun doing it. That was awesome. For the culprit, I thought you were going to show your aunt's creepy cat statue. That's what I was looking for, but a real cat's good too. Cats are wicked. I actually have one now. So moving on, we will then go to the next phase, and we're right on time at 7:20. Our next phase will be the evaluation portion of the meeting. So I will turn the meeting over to Olivia, who is our general evaluator.
Hey, I'm back on the stage again. I don't know how to come behind that that table topic session. That was just awesome. I loved it. But I'm going to call on my team to give me their reports, please. So I will start with Carrie as the timer. Would you give your reports, please? Thank you.
Good evening again, everyone. I am your timer tonight. Let's start Olivier's prepared speech. Thank you so much. You stepped in. Appreciate it. We all enjoy your speech. And her speech was 6 minutes and 25 seconds. And the second speech, pocket speech, 48 seconds. That's wonderful. Thank you. Next, David, your table topic, 1 minute. And I forgot time myself. Let's skip it. The Majid, 1 minute and 8 seconds. And Donovan, 1 minute and 14 seconds, which is pretty good. Maurice, 42 seconds, excluded Olivia and Cheyenne's interruption.
Sorry. So sorry.
Tyler, 50 seconds. It was great prize. Prize. Thank you. Back to you.
Okay, and let me, David, would you give the evaluation of the pocket speech, please?
Certainly. Good evening, everyone. I had the honor of evaluating Olivia's pocket speech this evening, and I'll say that Olivia is someone I've always looked up to since coming to Toastmasters. I believe I met her at my very first meeting, and she went out of her way to greet me and was enthusiastic, and that's what I saw in her pocket speech this evening as well. The title of her speech was "Too much is given, much will be required," I believe. And I put that you excelled at being confident and genuine and excited. I really had that sense that this is something you were passionate about, something you cared about. And as far as things to work on, your gesturing, you did use quite a few gestures, but one thing I've noticed in Zoom is that gesturing can be a little bit tricky. If we move too fast, it looks okay on my camera, but across the network with internet connections, it can be a little bit of a blur. So some of those gestures were kind of quick and just things were, so it just depends probably on the connection, but it's good to try to maybe slow down a little bit on the gesturing. I mean, still gesture, but just hold the pose for a minute. And to challenge yourself, I put on there that to work on presentation with regards to being on Zoom. And I think that's something we could all use more work on, just it's so different than being in real life. But if we're going to be doing more and more of this in the future, not just here but elsewhere, that it's good to just something to keep in mind. But I had to come up with that because really the speech was great overall. And as far as I just used a generic evaluation form to go over the different points. For clarity, I gave you a 5 because your voice was quite clear and good, clear, strong, pleasant voice. Vocal variety, I had you as a 4. You had a fair amount of vocal variety, I felt like. Gestures, I had a 3. It was a good use of gestures, but just like I say, a little fast on Zoom, at least when I was viewing. Audience awareness was definitely a 4. You had good awareness of your audience, and we kind of know each other here anyway. It'd be good probably to have more guests. But comfort level, I put you at a 4. That probably could actually be a 5. You were very comfortable. And the topic, I had the interest level of a 4. It was really a good topic, especially for these trying times that we're in. The idea that you're not making apologies, or not making apologies, but just watching what we do and trying to think in that context, and then how much we're given, much will be required. That's really a thought-provoking thing, because as I go through my life, I find that the more things that I can do for other people, the better I feel. And I have received a lot in my life. And I think there's definitely a yin and yang concept there. And so your speech got me to thinking about that. And so I thank you, Olivia. And that's my evaluation. Back to you, Miss Olivia, General Evaluator.
Thank you, and thank you very much, David, for your speech. And you're right, it looks like this Zoom type meeting may be around to stay. I do one, sometimes 2 of them a day at work. So I do need to be more mindful of the gestures. And I do think that maybe it's my connection here on my end. I'm way out in the middle of nowhere, so that may have something to do with it. But I do notice how fast it doesn't really show up real clear, like when I just toss my hand across the screen. So thank you very much for that, and for doing that evaluation. Next we have our, let's see, all counter. Maurice, would you take the podium?
Yes. As far as filler words, Kyler had a number of them. David had a few. Cheyenne had a few. Olivia had a few during her speech. Just a little bit during her speech and one outside the speech. And I don't remember hearing any from any other person. So that is my all counters report. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. And I liked our word of the day, opposite. The definition again is apt in the circumstances or in relation to something. So I think that that definition seems real close to the O for opposite, right? What do you guys think about that, the definition?
More like appropriate.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Okay, so we did not, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let Donovan go over the grammarian. We'll talk about the word of the day as well. Donovan, you're our grammarian.
Yeah, thank you, Olivia. So I examined through the meaning of the misuse of language. I only found one in Olivia's speech. When we say a unapologetic, I would have said an unapologetic. So we would do it.
Absolutely.
And I said, for the word of the day, I only picked up myself in the beginning. I haven't found anyone else who said the word of the day just yet, but I'll give my full report at the end of the meeting by just typing in the chat. Back to you, Olivia.
Who did you have for the word of the day? I know I heard David say it one time. Who else did you have?
I said Donovan.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much. And did I miss anyone, any roles? I think that's it. Okay, I will give my general evaluation. The meeting started at 7:47. Yes, let me make you the host. So we were 2 minutes late, but we were going over our roles. I really, really enjoyed Cheyenne's table topics portion. And where we call Fiddlegraph? What's the name of the town that we live in?
Fiddle Green, ma'am.
Fiddle
Fiddle
Green.
Green.
I absolutely love role playing. So that was very, very, very easy for me. I liked everyone's response. David, you almost scared me a little bit there. Now, would you mind opening that freezer right there behind you and just let me take a peek? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, those are Halloween things, and then they're nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed everyone. Carrie and Mayor, Majid is the doctor, and Donovan was the mayor of the mayor, and Maurice was the baker. This really would fall under the category of shenanigans. So I truly, truly love that. And I think that's it for my general evaluation. And I will pass this on to our Toastmaster, David. Back to you.
Thank you, Olivia. That was a good evaluation, and I appreciate everybody's input. And for this evening, we do have an educational overview, which Majid is going to give us. And I think he has host privileges now, so he should be able to screen share. So I will now turn the lectern over to Majid if he's ready.
Hello, everyone. Once you start sharing, all your options start moving like your icons, but I hope you guys are able to see my screen. Hello, everyone. I wanted to give an educational overview about some of the core values that we develop in ourselves for our growth. I think we spoke about change and innovation in previous weeks. What's this core value brings us to, and how we can deploy in our areas that we work in. So let's talk about the first one, the first core competency, that is the customer focus. So whatever job that you do, your end client is your main customer. Like for us, the people who are using T-Mobile cell phones would be our main customer. For any fire brigade office like Cheyenne, the people who are calling are the people who wants to receive the emergency service, or during hurricane, people log into their Facebook to check what's going on. Or be Morris industry, the end clients who use that product would be the customer. So I think this core value depends on how you want to see your end product and how satisfactory would be your end customer is. So the customer focus is the name of this core competency, which is tailor service to our customer's individual need. So maybe this client is a little different than this client, or this users have different pattern of data usage than this customer living on the outer edge of the city. So every customer would be a little different. So you need the ask, or the quality that we need to develop in our product or in ourselves, is to deliver specific products that is based on the need of the customer. So there are 4 levels on it. Maybe on entry level, you would be 1, maybe grow to 2, 3, 4 is a really customer focus that pretty much I don't understand it at this level. So let's talk about the level 1. So the first one is meeting at least the competition to delight your customers, so your end customer is able to see a similar quality what it's observed in the market. So what is the best practice in the market? But if you go a little higher is when you will have an edge over your competition or your service providers. That would be you differentiate through customer and market insight. So you have an insight that say the customer would need more attention in this area, or the customer growth pattern is in this, or the end product, adding this quality to the end product would improve it and give a favor from the customer. It would be easier to use, or the end product would be more helpful. So that's the edge that you want to look for in the customer focus. And the third level is much more relevant to us in this time, where the artificial intelligence have developed to such extent that even if you put a basic calculation in it, like the usage of the calls that received by a fire station, if you put it in artificial intelligence, what kind of people talk, what kind of problems do they have? If you put in artificial intelligence, it gives you a pattern, and you understand a pattern, and then you could predict, like Sunday evening, this call is ringing, it's asking for this, I'm sure. Like you get a pattern and you get ahead of the curve. So this kind of things is that we need to focus more on. This gives us not only edge to us as a worker, but also helps the customer to get the service in a more easier and more enhanced way. Is we exploit the market culture and trends and understand how system works and put some intelligence in it and try to understand the pattern and solve the problem before it occurs, in other words, or you try to get ahead of the curve. So West Mobile is growing, you built your network ahead because West Mobile would be more residential and data would be needed there. So this kind of little things that you can endorse in your day-to-day work that would be growth oriented and some exploiting customer patterns to get ahead in the curve. So this is like a good level that we want to reach to level 3 in customer focus. With the time permitting, I would like to cover one more as the strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is one of the core competency that we always deploy. I mean, it's no doubt we deploy, everyone has this applied in different shapes or forms. But the basic definition would be making sound decisions aligned with business goal. So you have a goal, your company has a goal, or you have your own personal goal assigned with it and your team goal. So your decision, if you have, it's not a daily basis that you make decision, but when you have to make a decision, okay, which way to go? Shall I go with this service or this service? Shall I add this product as an enhancement in my service or this product? So always refer back to your strategic goal, like your company's goal followed by your team goal and your personal goal. See if these trends are matching, and then try to take a strategic decision on your goal. So link your business goals as everyday action that we have, everyday priorities. This is our basic level. We always do that inherently. I mean, we always are in that state. But if you go further in the strategic thinking, then you would want to set the business goals and drive action aligned with strategic drivers. So you add in strategic drivers on it. Like if you want to achieve these goals, what could be the ways that I could achieve? So it could be simple path 1, path 2, path 3, or I do step 1 this course, step 2 this course, and I need to make some groups with this LinkedIn profile. So you need to carve your path, how you want to switch. If you want, as you have already made a goal for you, the screen is a little off. If you have a goal, just try to see how you can. So you need step 1, step 2, just carve your steps, carve your paths, aligning your goal. And similarly for a business, if you are working with a business, then align. This is my goal, that I need to do a 400,000 sale for this product. So how do you reach there? What are my best friends that you could let me achieve this? What are the business tactics that you want to use? So strategic thinking. And this a little more defined on it. Maybe you can YouTube it and get more information on it, but this is one of the great strategic thinking to reach to that goal. David, shall I do one more, or do we have time? It's 7:38.
You can do one more if you'd like.
Okay.
We're okay on
Sure.
time.
Sure. Thanks, David. So change and innovation we covered. Let's do the last but two. It's called talent management. So the talent management, first of all, refers to us. I mean, first we need to take care of our talent as a leader, as a contributor. So own yourself, like what talent you need for your growth, for your work that you're needing, that the work you are doing day to day. Think what would help you, learning, taking some course or taking some, exposing yourself to a different team or aligning with different project managers or something of that nature. That think about your own job first. How can you improve it? Own your growth, own your professional growth. And then once you have as a team, now we want to see how we can coach or develop a new member in our team, or somebody who is that you are mentoring, or a team member. Okay, this can be done better in this way and this way. So that's a team building skill that you help or synergy somebody now, and they would help you grow in your step next. So we develop this relationship, mutual relationship between the team. So it's called coaching. So once we coach each other, it's a mutual benefit for us. So this is the second. First step was ours, and second step is we develop our team. And then the third step is we identify in our team as a manager or as a contributor who individuals, like any individual who has high energy level or high potential to a higher contribution. So you can identify one high performer and then try to focus a little more work on it as a growth in the growth areas. So if there's some challenging project or something that needs more energy or more issues in that department, we can utilize him later on if needed. So we can mentor some individuals for a more energetic areas or more opportunity areas. So this was the talent management as for you and for your team and for aligning somebody for more opportunity areas. Talent management. With this, I think I will stop, and then I would relinquish the lectern back to Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Majid. Throughout my career, I would go to work every day, and for much of it, we just came to work and did our thing. But it's always good to think about strategy and think about those core competencies that you discussed. So that was an apt topic, and good use of screen sharing, and thank you. So moving on, I don't believe we have any awards this evening, and filling in for Luke, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming here tonight. I was had a bit of a brain fog today, so when Luke said he couldn't make it, at first I thought I was just having an easy time, but everything went really well, not because of me, but because of all of you. I think, we had a great table topics. Olivia got her pocket speech done, which was really wonderful. Majid gave us a good educational overview. Everybody did a really wonderful job with their roles, and that's what this is all about. It's about teamwork, and I think that's one of the things that Toastmasters teaches us, or that we learn here. So, and I'm learning as well. So I really do value y'all's friendship and relationships here. It's really a good opportunity to learn and grow, not just in a business sense, but as a person. So thank you very much. And does anybody else have anything they'd like to add before we close for this evening? No, maybe.
I do. I keep forgetting to let you, Maurice and Luke, know. Remember you gave me a phone number? You sent us an email about someone you wanted us to reach out to. Remember, Maurice? About a month or so ago?
Well, I could find it in the email.
No, I was just saying, I was just wondering, do you remember? I've reached out to her 2 or 3 times, left voicemail
Yes, I remember.
and text messages. She hasn't responded. I just wanted to let you guys know that I did reach out to her. And then also in signing up for our TLI training in February, is our club, do you know our club number by heart, Maurice? Is it 3232?
Yes, 3232. Yes, it is.
003232? Okay.
But 32, just, yeah, 3232 is fine.
That's all I need. Okay. And that, I think that's it. That's it.
And downtown clubs, they're going to have their first hybrid meeting this coming Wednesday, but they have their meeting at 12 noon on Wednesday. So if you're able to tune in, and I'll try to remember to send a link to everyone if they're able just to tune in maybe for a minute or 2 or whatever.
Okay. All righty.
Okay, thank you, Maurice and Olivia. And if everyone would just check Easy Speak again next week, and I think Luke will probably assign some roles, but you can always go early and volunteer if you have something in particular that you're dying to do. Would be great.
Have you set up the dates for next month yet?
Probably not. I'll do that this evening. Thank you for reminding me.
All right.
Okay, well, it's 7:44, so I think we're right on time to close. And once again, thank everyone for participating. We all did a very good job. I think, especially the table topics, that really was a lot of fun. I wasn't not expecting that. That was cool. So, but everybody did good. So thank you, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, guys.
All right.
All right.